But one of the things that I really struggled with, and sometimes I think I even struggle it now, is like I have some trust issues because I feel like just because obviously with cast and crew, and like there's so many people from the crew like you that I still keep in touch with and love, and don't hold this against them. It was obviously their job, but you know, their job was to like make things out of nothing and make us think things that weren't actually happening. And I feel like that had an effect on me trusting other people, because these, like you said, these were such formative years of our lives. Do you feel like that you had similar issues?
Yeah. My way of dealing with it, whether it was correct or not, was just sort of like remove myself. I have a handful of people that I'm still in touch with, that I work with. I know you still talk to Sophia, right? I mean, yeah, such an important person in my life. And I have just like a few people that again, it's like, it's important to have someone who understands that like weird element of me kind of growing up.
I remember when Adam was like, do you want to have a spinoff and like move to New York and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, ooh, do I really want to do this? And then obviously I thought more about it, and I was like, well, if I want to launch my clothing line, this is like the thing that I should be doing. When he approached you after Laguna Beach to do the Hills, like, was it a for sure thing for you? Were you like, yes, I'm doing this? Or were you like a little bit unsure?
Yeah, I said yes pretty quickly. I honestly, like, I was in college and I was kind of trying to figure it out. And I mean, if we're being blunt, I was broke, and I was like, yeah, that was the easiest money I ever made. Like, let's do this again. Like, this isn't going to last. Like, I'll get paid for a pilot. Let's do it. So I had a lot to do with it. And like I had fun. So I was like, why not?
Right. Sometimes I also have like this insecurity about being a reality TV star, and I feel like I have to prove myself a little bit more, and I think that's infiltrated into my life too. Like, I'm always kind of one step behind people, especially in the fashion industry. Have you ever felt that, like, that you're trying to break away from this image that people have of you?
I used to. Yeah, in the beginning it was a real challenge, but I think nowadays it's sort of the norm. There's nothing odd about it.
Yeah.
But I really don't feel that way anymore. And
that's good.
I know. Don't.
No, I mean, I don't. I'm proud of what we did, and I'm proud of the Hills. I'm proud of the city. Like, I never think that either of us made a fool out of ourselves, and we were always really true to ourselves. And I think that, I mean, I don't think you did, but I don't know. I don't really feel that anymore. I think sort of at a distance it happens. It happens sometimes, I think, on like a subconscious level that I'm not aware of, but it's not like I'm insecure on a day-to-day basis about being like a reality TV star. But do you also feel like, because you were so open about your personal life in your 20s, that you feel this need to kind of reserve and hold back on your personal life now?
So it's not necessarily a need. It's just, I like that I have the option. Like, it was never a choice before. I felt an obligation. It was my job for other people's entertainment. And now, like, I have control over what I show and what I don't. And I only show what makes me feel good. And if it's something where I'm like questioning it, I just don't. And that's probably why I don't share that often. Like, I really, I love living moments for me, I and my family. And, so I just share little bits, like things that I think are fun or, make me happy. That's kind of what I like to post about and share.
Do you ever feel pressure to post more?
Yeah, they tell me all the time I'm supposed to. Honestly, it's like the biggest thing. And yeah, I've had so many meetings with different people, and they're like, you really need to post more. And they're like, and you need to be more real. All the time.
But it's just not.
And they'll like send me examples, and it's like a 17-year-old TikToking. And I was like,
oh,
I could
please.
be that person's mother. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. No, say I refuse. I'm sorry, TikTok, but I refuse to have a TikTok account. Like I can't. I'm like, there's only so much I can do. Like I'm at the level I'm doing city reaction videos on my YouTube. Like that's enough. I cannot.
Look at you.
I have a YouTube channel. Have you stayed close with anybody from the show? Like, are you still good friends with Lo and anybody else?
Most of the people I'm close with that I filmed with are from Laguna. So like Dieter, I talk to all the time. So, I mean, I don't see anybody anymore, but when we did, I see Steven. I like at holidays and stuff, we'll usually see like Christina Schuler, you know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I haven't seen her in so long.
I see her every once in a while. It's just like, so because obviously I live in my hometown, it's more, I'm seeing people that I grew up with who I also have to show with. So.
All right. Now you have 2 kids, a 3-year-old and an 11-month-old. So rewind a little bit. Like, were you one of those people that always knew you wanted to be a mom? And like, were you super excited when you found out you were pregnant?
I don't know. I always, like when I was in my young 20s, I kind of entertained the idea of not having kids. I was always like, you know, if I need to see what's right for me, who, you know, if I have a partner, who it is, like I was always kind of flexible because I know several people who just have decided they don't want children. And I think that's awesome. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people kind of do it because they feel like they should, but I think you've got to live, in the end of the day, like you got to live the life that's right for you. And so I was like in my young 20s, kind of not sure. And I think once I fell in love with William, like just a family with him was so big. So I think that's when I started being like, yeah, no, I want to have kids. And we didn't rush into it. You know, we were married for a minute before we did, but no, definitely knew we wanted to have a family together and kind of talked about it a lot. And now we do.
And now you do. So how was it when you had Liam? Like, did you have that first, I mean, for me, and I shared this on my YouTube and everything, like it was my pregnancy was difficult for me, not because I didn't have a safe pregnancy, like everything was totally fine. It was just being pregnant was very hard for me. Like I had that nausea the first 3 months and then I didn't really do well with my body changing and I was just very fearful of my freedom being taken away. And then that first year, like breastfeeding was just a nightmare for me. And so I feel like I've always said I'm a better mom to a toddler than I was to a newborn. And I think that's what scares me about having a second, because now I know what that newborn phase is like. But like, what was it like for you?
I'll say this. My experience was pretty similar to yours. I did not enjoy being pregnant. I was grateful to be pregnant. And I sort of had this guilt every time I was like, oh, like I feel so big and uncomfortable. Everything hurt. I had heartburn for 6 months. Like, every single day. If I drank water, I got heartburn. Like I was so uncomfortable. But I think I'll say this, the second time around, you appreciate things in a different way.
You do?
And for me, William and I were always very much on the same page. Like we want 2 kids. So it was like, you know, my second trimester, I was uncomfortable, but I was like, oh, I'm never going to have this again. So I think there was like, for me, I appreciated that this was the last time I was going to experience this. And when it was over, you know, it was sort of like closing the book on that. You know what I mean? Like, this is the last time I'm going to be pregnant. I'm going to try and enjoy some of the things about it. And I think even just, I'm the same way. Like I love now that my 3-year-old, like we can have conversations and we can like, we can comment and we can play and we can do stuff. And he just says the funniest stuff. And I'm like, I love getting to know you. And yeah, as a newborn, like I loved having a baby because he was mine and he was so sweet, but it's so hard. I also don't do great with no sleep. So I was just like exhausted all the time, but
same. That's like I'm such a brat with sleep. Like if I don't get 8 hours, then I'm like kind of a bitch. And
8 hours so long.
So what does it look like now? Like what are the most notable changes with the second?
I think you know that it's going to change and that like this part doesn't last forever. I think the first time, like, you know, if he wasn't sleeping through the night or we were just exhausted, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be tired forever and then I'm going to die. Like that's the end. And I now, my first is actually a great sleeper. I know that it kind of, you get to a place where it gets easier in a lot of ways. And I think I really appreciate the little cute things about Charlie, my second. Like he's just like starting to talk and walk and these little, you know what I mean? You're not as scared. Like I was so scared with Liam, like everything I was like, oh, that's going to kill him always. Like I was so like, it was so much anxiety and am I doing this wrong and all that. I think with a second, you're not as worried and you appreciate the little stuff more because you know how quickly it goes by.
Right. Yeah. That's what's a lot of people told me. And the same thing that everything is just a phase. Right. And like, that the breastfeeding, I've told myself that if the breastfeeding is difficult for me to do again, I don't have to do it. Like, I don't have to put that pressure on myself again. I breastfed first, not even breastfed. I was telling you on the phone, I pumped for 6 months and got mastitis 3 times. And like looking back on it, I'm like, why did I put myself through that? And so I think having that knowledge moving forward will hopefully make it easier for me, to not put so much pressure on myself.
Yeah. And remember, every pregnancy and child is different. So I have a friend who actually, she had the same thing. She had a really, really hard time breastfeeding. Actually didn't even produce enough. And it was so hard on her. And she wasn't able to breastfeed for that long. With her second's, gosh, like over a year now. And she's still going strong and fine. She's had a completely different relationship with it this time. So I think you also have to like prepare yourself for some things to be harder and some to be easier.
Yeah, totally. And to just go with the flow like that. Yeah. What are you doing right now just for yourself? Like, are you working out? Like anything that you're doing to just stay sane?
It sounds like when you were describing your evenings, it sounds like you do the same thing. Every night, after I put the boys down, I come in and I take a bath. I usually have a glass of wine. I take a bath and I just sit there like quietly for like 20, 30 minutes. I usually do like a mask. I just take a minute and that's what I have to do just to sort of reset.
Yeah. Same.
That's all I have.
It's so necessary. I wasn't really doing that before quarantine. I wasn't really paying attention to what I needed. And I think that the quarantine forced me to slow down and be like, what are you going to need for yourself in order to be okay through all of this? And now that time, that 30 minutes, that like whatever, I take a shower for, I'm probably in there for 20 minutes. And then I do like my whole skincare routine and like wear a pretty robe and try to make myself feel like I'm at a spa. And yeah, I highly recommend creating a routine for yourselves. That was my whole interview. I just have rapid fire questions now, just like really quick ones. Okay. All right. Your guilty pleasure TV show.
Big Brother.
Yeah, now I know. Guilty pleasure Instagram account or person.
Ooh. Is it Amelia Clark? Mother of Dragons? I think she's the cutest thing in the world. I follow her. She's so cute.
I'm not surprised. Okay, I'll follow her.
She's literally just like, she's always just like smiling and like drinking dark liquor and just like, she's just like the happiest thing ever. Or there's like,
okay, guilty pleasure food.
Ben and Jerry's does a dairy-free ice cream because we don't eat dairy. And this is like the best one, in my opinion, that you can like get at the market.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've been purchasing.
What flavor?
They do a cherry Garcia that's really good. And then like a chocolate fudge and like a mint cookie or something. I don't know. They're all in the freezer right now. They're so good.
Why do I feel though like not eating dairy feels weird for you? Like why do I have this memory of you like loving pizza and cheese? Yeah. Is that why you can't eat it anymore?
No, listen, I've always been like a little lactose intolerant. Like I don't do great with dairy. And then Liam, my first son, he had a dairy allergy. So while I was breastfeeding, I couldn't have any dairy.
Oh.
And then I went for a long time not eating it. And then when I tried to eat it again, I had like a physical reaction. Like my like my stomach would swell. Like I get like sick. So I just stopped eating it. So, and then, and since half of our family couldn't do it, then we don't do it.
Took out dairy. First app you check when you go on your phone.
First app I check. Mail? Is that an app?
Yeah. Gmail? Yeah, that's an app.
I don't know.
Okay. Your go-to eyeliner
is my own.
Yes.
Did you put that in there just so I could? Yeah.
Of course. Your go-to mascara
is also my own. It just hasn't come out yet. I used all the formulas for a long time. So.
Mm-hmm. Right now I have the CoverGirl. I just always go for like the drugstore. I have like a CoverGirl just in brown.
Really?
I always think that brown looks better on me. Yeah. All right. Your favorite drink or cocktail?
Ooh, it depends. It depends on my day. I usually just have wine, but my favorite cocktail is an extra dirty martini.
Ooh, same here with blue cheese. Oh no, you don't eat cheese.
I also don't like blue cheese. No,
fine.
I also I realized the other day I have our room, we just have like a bathtub in the middle of the room. And I have like one of those little things. And I had, instead of wine, then I had a martini in the bath, as one does.
That is so amazing.
With me because I didn't want to spill. And I was like on a call. I was like doing something and I realized like in the background, you could see just like a cocktail shaker like on my bath. And I was like, they must think I'm such a lush.
Honestly, anything goes at this point, right? What kind of wine? Are you like a white wine, red wine?
I do like a soft blonde.
Yeah.
There's like a
same
Bonterra is like a nice organic one. Or I'm going to say the name wrong. It's like Aveline. Oh.
Aveline, yeah. Catherine Power and Cameron Diaz it's so good. So good. I know I'm the same though. The wines, I've become such a brat with it. It has to be natural or I get like a really bad headache. Your quarantine outfit. Like honestly, what's the one thing you're wearing every day?
I'll wear like a blouse, just something easy, preferably printed because kitty stains. Like you can't see them. And then I wear these pants.
Cute.
We did these. What are these called? It's like just like a high waisted it's like a mom jean. But we did it for my clothes line, and I'm like obsessed with them. I wear them like every day.
Oh my God, I need to get a pair. I will only wear high rise.
They're about to come out. Yeah, they're like
okay, amazing. I saw something on Instagram that like low rise jeans were coming back in. Oh my God. Remember when I feel like that was when we were on the hills. Cause I remember like Audrina just like loving the low rise. Okay. On Zoom, are you ready head to toe or do you have pajamas on the bottom? Jeans.
I'm going to be honest. Now at halftime, I don't go on camera.
Oh, you
I
don't?
just call into a Zoom now, like especially if it's earlier in the day. I just like this morning I was on a call and I was just like, I don't have time to get out of pajamas and get ready. Like it was like right. Yeah, it was too early. I'll like just go off camera and then like everybody else is on camera and I feel terrible. But I usually have to dress head to toe because a lot of our business Zoom calls, both William and I are on them. And we have like a whole like video conference set up in our living room and you can see both of us. And because it's kind of like pulled out, you can see our outfits.
I was going to say any like 3 must-have toddler items too. Okay. Like, anything that Liam is obsessed with right now.
So he likes building things. So, we just got him this, or William got him like it's a car and it comes with like a drill.
A controller?
Yeah, so you can like screw there and there's screws. So you can like screw on wheels. You basically take it all apart and put it all together. And he just like puts it apart, takes it together, puts it apart, or takes it apart.
Takes it apart.
And like that thing keeps him busy for so long. So that's great. The clock I was just talking about is like a game changer. It lights up at like 7 a.m. and that's when he knows he can like, come and wake us up. Well, we're usually awake already, but like that's when he does that.
Yeah.
That's helpful. Yeah. Because I think he was getting confused about like Wednesday, Wednesday night. because he has blackouts
Yes.
in his room to sleep better. So he doesn't know if it's morning yet.
He does. I know. Sunny, the same thing. Like I'll come in the morning. He'd be like, is it morning time? And then like after we went on the walk this morning and we were walking up the hill and he was like, is it nighttime now? And I'm like, no, it's only been an hour, dude.
We got him like a little, actually it was a gift. I think it's meant to be a butterfly sanctuary. It's like a little netted thing. But he loves like finding bugs.
Oh my God, so does Sunny. We've had this dead praying mantis in our house for like a week now.
Whoa, yeah. I like made it to a game for him in our garden. I was like, fine. Like we have a little tomato patch and we have like evil green worms eating them. And I'm like, how many can you find? Get them out there.
Make it a game.
Yeah.
Anything turning into a game that will last like at least 5 minutes is what we got to do. Okay. And last question, one place you're dying to travel.
I was just talking to Hannah about this because I was like, we need to plan our next trip for a little market. Who knows when we'll take it? I really want to go. I really want to go to Madagascar, or the Galapagos Islands. Those were.
Oh yeah.
Like we're kind of trying. I want to go somewhere that's like not like anywhere I've been before. So
yes.
I mean, there's a lot of places I want to go back to, but I think Galapagos is probably. I don't know.
That would be amazing. Where did you guys go on your honeymoon?
We went, we went to Italy and Greece, but it rained the whole time.
No way.
Our whole honeymoon.
That sucks. I mean, part of that is romantic, but also you don't want it to be raining in Italy and Greece the whole time.
No. It's romantic for the first week. And then we went for 2 weeks. We tried to go home early. We're like, couldn't get a flight. We're like, should we go home?
Oh my God.
We're just like, so
oh my God.
Like, that's enough.
All right. That's all I have.
Great.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for doing that.